Peace and blessings, good people. It's Vegan Chef Carly here. Hey, it is Thirsty Thursday. Welcome to Thursday in my kitchen. Hello, kitchen. Today, I'm going to be preparing a vegan maple quick bread. So the oil that I'm using today is going to be grapeseed oil. Hello, grapeseed oil. It is an alkaline-based oil. So when I talk alkaline-based, I mean high pH level alkaline and our ingredients, which means that our body is alkaline. And the more your body is alkaline, guess what happens? The more powerful you are, and your immune system is stronger as well, so that you can be strong during this pandemic. Okay? So, grapeseed oil is going to be my base oil, and if you would like to infuse it for all those cannabis users, you can infuse your grapeseed oil as well as your butter. If you already have those items in your pantry and your refrigerator, you can add those into this particular bread recipe. So let's get at it, shall we? Yes. So also in this ingredients, we're going to get started in our dry bowl ingredients, which is going to consist of baking soda, baking powder, our flour. So our flour today that I will be using, again, alkaline based mindset. We're going to be mixing a unbleached all-purpose whole wheat flour with a natural almond flour. So this recipe calls for 2 cups of flour. So again, we're going to do a mix. So we're going to do 1 cup of the unbleached all-purpose flour and 1 cup of the almond flour. Shall we get started? Let's do it. So I have my measurement here. So we're going to do 1 cup of the all-purpose unbleached whole wheat flour and 1 cup of the almond flour. We're going to add extra protein into this quick bread. So basically this quick bread is good for breakfast or snack, dessert even. So here's our 1 cup of almond flour. So we're going to whisk those 2 dry ingredients together. Here's your whisk. Hello, whisk. So as we're whisking, make sure all those lumps and bumps from the flour are all whisked out, okay? Awesome sauce. So now in those dry ingredients, we're going to include 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So here is my teaspoon measure. And here is my baking powder. All right. So here's 1, and here's 2 coming up. Make sure that's even. You don't want to put too much baking powder into your bread mixtures. And 2. So baking powder is down. Next, we're going to be adding a half teaspoon of baking soda. Okay? Yes, that baking soda that we sometimes put in our refrigerator or freezer to absorb all those toxin smells and keep our refrigerator and our goodies in the refrigerator nice and fresh. Yes, baking soda does that. Baking soda is amazing. It's good for your teeth, good for your food, good for cleaning. So check out some recipes on regards to baking soda and your household needs of cleaning and organizing, okay? Or you can inbox me, DM me, go to my website, www.eat2thrive.life. Again, that website is www.eat2thrive, all one word, .life, to book services with me and kitchen organization, meal prep, vegan life coaching, and health coaching. And also, There's going to be some goodies, some surprises later down the line. Stay tuned for that. Vegan Chef Kylie is expanding her recipes, her repertoire, her menu. Yes, we're working on infused goodies. That's all I can say. Okay? All right, let's get back to this mixing. So yes, so we're going to do a half teaspoon of baking soda. Okay? Drop it in our dry ingredients. Awesome. And then after we do our baking soda and powder, we're going to do a half teaspoon of salt. Now, the salt I like to use and always suggest to people who are vegans or new to veganism, you can use Himalayan salt. You can use a fine sea salt, a kosher salt, and those are my best salts. I have specialty salts, but we're not going to do that for baking, okay? So we're going to stick it and keep it basic for the salts, okay? So let's go get the salt, shall we? In our lovely pantry. Hello, pantry. Where is that salt? Should we do pink Himalayan salt? Why don't we do pink Himalayan salt, okay? So again, that's going to be a half a teaspoon. We're going to add that in here. Salt also activates your baking soda and your baking powder when you're baking cookies and breads. So salt is a great activator. So we're going to make sure we drop that in. Half a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. So that's going to be it for our dry ingredients. We're going to move on to our wet ingredients to later on add into the dry ingredients mixture. So let's whisk. Here's the whisk. Hello, whisk. And whisk all those baking powders and salts and baking sodas all up in there. Okay, and the flour. Again, make sure your lumps are out, whisked out. Okay, we're all done with the whisking. So let's move on to our wet ingredients. Okay, so our wet ingredients are going to consist of, when I say wet, liquid. Okay, so that's going to consist of, the recipe originally calls for olive oil. For all those who have been watching me, my videos that I've been making throughout the years and months, that I always suggest and will also give you real knowledge when it comes to vegan life, because that's what I do, vegan life coaching. And so olive oil and coconut oil, which I will reinstate in my videos as much as possible to re-educate, to pass on knowledge as a teacher I am, that olive oil and coconut oil should not be cooked. Yes, I know a lot of recipes call for olive oil or coconut oil. So, and there's items in the markets, on the shelves, that items are cooked with canola oil, olive oil, and coconut oil. So canola oil is a no-no oil that has no nutritional value whatsoever. It is the cheapest oil they can use besides corn oil. It is harmful to your body and harmful to your digestive system. So stop using canola oil or buying foods with canola oil in the ingredients. Okay. Olive oil and coconut oil are best at a raw consistency. When I mean raw, I mean non-cooked, no heat. Yes. So those are best in vinaigrettes, salad dressings. Olive oil is good for your skin, good for your digestion. And coconut oil, as you know, is a miracle oil in itself. It's good as a healer. So if you have a wound or anything, or you have any skin ailments or cuts or bruises, coconut oil helps it heal faster. Coconut oil is good for teeth and gums if you have irritation. And you want to continue holistically even whitening your teeth, which is good with baking soda and coconut oil. Coconut oil, what they call gum cleansing or coconut pulling, where you rub it on your gums, and cleanse. So yes, do not cook coconut oil or olive oil. Look it up, do your research to solidify, affirm, and confirm the information that is given by me, Vegan Chef Carly, on this video. So let's move on. So in this bowl, I have, I melted some vegan butter by Mayoko's Creamery, which is my favorite. That is basically what I use when it comes to vegan butter, vegan cheeses, besides Violife. That's another vegan cheese. They have wonderful shredded cheese that they make. So I got my butter in here because I like butter when I do my pancakes and my baking. Something grandma taught me. So it adds a little crispiness on your bread. And also, and it's going to be 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Okay, so we're going to have our apple cider vinegar, again, 1 tablespoon. So let's get that out. Where's my tablespoon? Here's my tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Make sure you shake it up. Make sure you get all those ingredients in here from the apple cider. Okay, apple cider vinegar has been added. Also, what's also going to go in here is 1 cup of fresh orange juice. Yes, I said it, 1 cup of fresh orange juice. So what I am going to do a twist is add 1 cup of blood orange juice. Yes, this is going to be some amazing bread. I like when I get creative and can get creative with making these wonderful recipes. Again, this is a new recipe I'm trying, and it is called a vegan grapeseed oil and maple quick bread. The original recipe calls for olive oil, but I don't cook with olive oil. So I'm using replacement of grapeseed oil. So we're going to add our 1 cup of blood orange juice to this bread, to our liquid ingredient here. Also, we're going to be adding to the liquid ingredients version, it's going to be the maple syrup. So in that maple syrup, it's going to be a 1/2 cup. So here's my maple. I love Trader Joe's maple and agave blend. I use this in my baking when I make my overnight oats. Having fun in the kitchen. Overnight oats. I use this in. I also use this in when I make my vanilla chia pudding. And then when I'm out of my date sugar, which is my alkaline-based sugar, or I'm out of my agave, I use this as my backup in my coffee or in my tea if I want some sweetener. Okay? So let's add our 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup. Ta-da! So we're going to pour that deliciousness in there. Look at that. Look at that pour. Do we have enough? Oh, we're just barely making it, guys. But never fear, I always have backup. That's what you do in kitchen organization. You always make sure you have backup for your seasonings, your sweeteners, all the things that you use to create your creations. Okay, so we're going to pour that 1/2 cup of maple syrup in there. And we're going to make sure all these ingredients are blended together well. And then we're going to pour the wet ingredients in with the dry ingredients. So should we whisk? Let's whisk that together. Oh, this is a nice color and the smells is amazing. The orange juice, the maple, the apple cider vinegar. Then you have the butter. And I'm going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil because it calls for a 1/2 cup to go into this recipe. And I don't think I have a 1/2 cup of melted butter in here. So we're going to make sure that we're covered. So let's do a little bit There we go. Okay. Grapeseed oil. Amazing oil. So let's whisk that together. Whisk, 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 whisk. And then we're gonna make a space to add in the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients, okay? And we're gonna whisk that all together. So here we go. We're gonna pour it all together. Unity. Yes, even in cooking, unity makes the dream. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, even in cooking. How about that? So we're going to whisk the ingredients all together. Get a good consistency. Again, make sure your lumps are out of it. I don't want to whisk too hard because I don't want to drop my video camera stand. So we're going to whisk this together. And we're going to put this in the oven. The oven is set for 375 degrees. We're going to bake this bread for 45 to 50 minutes. Stay tuned for the pictures to follow. Thank you for joining me on this Thirsty Thursday, making our vegan grapeseed oil and maple quick bread. Stay tuned for pictures to follow. Peace and blessings. Have a wonderful day.